Yeah, next to the MARR Rock Show, I kind of pumped up that I was going to try to get these on the show, these guys on the show this week. They currently have a tune out on our Golden Dozen. The tune that's out there right now is called Hold On, and we have got Doug, who you may know from the band Souls Harbor, who you will now know from his new project, Akilavue. Doug, welcome back to the show.
What's going on, man? How are you? I'm glad we could link back up.
Oh, man, I was so happy when you sent me the new stuff. I got a chance to listen to it, and I heard the new record, Carousel. So I guess first things first, like I said, people will know you from Souls Harbor, but introduce us to Akilavue.
Akilavue was a project that was formed between, first was my guitar player, Sonny Bond, and, then we eventually added Davey Mosteller, our bass player, and then Doug McCarthy, our drummer, and then Ryan Bennett, who's formerly of a band called Dear Enemy, to our lineup. And we kind of solidified everything within the past year. And we just, for like the past year or so, we have been writing, and we finally did our CD releases here in the low country of South Carolina and Savannah the past couple weekends. So.
Now, your band is made up from some kind of diverse backgrounds. In other words, it's not like four hardcore metal rockers are all got together. Talk a little bit about the diversity of the band.
Diversity in the band, I was always doing the hard rock stuff, and I met my guitar player, Sonny Bond, who was opening up for me in another band. And then, so we both had the rock background as well as, our drummer, who was signed with the Epitaph Sony, with a band called The Hire. So he was more of the pop rock kind of stuff. And then our bass player, who has a classical and jazz background, and he actually owns a jazz club on Hilton Head, South Carolina. So, but he's a rocker at heart. So, when we formed it, it's this cool sound that we have, and it's it's still rock, but it's our sound. So, I mentioned we put the tune "Hold On" into our Golden Dozen, but it looks like a different song was actually the first real radio single. Tell us a little bit about the decision that went into which song you guys would kind of release first. Well, coming from, and it had nothing to do with me formerly coming from Souls Harbor, but we didn't want it to be so off the, from the beaten path of what I did, to where we can just kind of slowly, implement our other singles that we want people to hear. But, Irrelevant, we chose it. It's just a strong message. It's about, to me, it's about people who try to be relevant in things and kind of make your life, a little bit harder than it should be, but they're, really in all actuality, they're not that relevant. So kind of pick that song, on my side, from that end. And then, because it was just a strong rock single that we feel people could sing along with, so. And that's what we wanted to get across to our crowd. So.
Now, you were mentioning a little bit, when I just heard you talk about Irrelevant and kind of what it's about, I noticed it seemed to me like a lot of these songs had a lot of almost personal meaning to it. When I listen to songs like The Deal and Bottom of the Bottle, are these about specific people, or are they just about stories?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. It's just all about, a lot of those songs were, coming from my experience in life. The Deal was written about, pretty much, a situation where you kind of have a devil or angel on your shoulder trying to get you to do the wrong thing. And then, you decide to kind of overcome that and maybe do the right thing. And it's that person who's in that situation, to know that doing the right thing is a good thing. And that's kind of what that song's about. And then, some of the other songs, a lot of heartbreak, redemption and validation songs that, I had to get off my chest and write and just get it out there. It was personal stuff, not necessarily me, but it was other people that have gone through some personal problems, and I was writing lyrics about those as well. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, man, I think it's one of the strengths of the record is that personal nature of those lyrics. Now, in the past, you've worked with some pretty big hitting producers on some of your other stuff. I didn't notice who did the production on this particular record.
Well, we went to Alan Price. He's been a longtime friend of mine. He was also the guitar player from a really big band out of Charleston called Quince, and then he went to number one contender. And then he did a little an acoustic stint with a mutual friend of ours, Eric Bass from Shinedown. He went out and did their acoustic tour. It's like 4 or 5 years ago, or longer. I can't remember the exact year, but I was just he's opened up a studio in Charleston called Hybrid Audio, and I've always wanted to work with him and writing an album with him. More so than a producer, but more so in the band. But it worked out to where he had the studio, he had an awesome facility, and it just made sense for us to go to him because I do have that personal connection with them. I feel comfortable writing, and it's only an hour from our house, and which made sense at the time because all of us in the band still work full time. So. To make that happen and have that connection with him was awesome. And then, we did 2 songs with Skid Mills, who's known in the rock world for, breaking bands like Saving Abel. He's worked with Skillet, Art of Dying. So we went up to Nashville and worked at Omni Sound, with him for about 7 days, and we wrote 2 songs. And those, it's Pitiful and Bottom of the Bottle that are on that album. So we're excited about the whole album, actually. I mean, hopefully we can get it heard nationally and something will break with this band.
Hey, I know you just had a CD release show. Tell us a little bit about how the show went.
So we actually did 3 CD release parties. We did an acoustic version of the album, live, and we're actually going to put out a DVD of that. And we did that at a place called the Roasting Room in Bluffton, South Carolina. And then that was on June 17th. On June 18th, we did a CD release in Savannah, Georgia, at a place called the Barrel House. And came close to selling that out. We sold out the Roasting Room, and then we came close to selling out that room, which was awesome because we never played a live show before with this band ever. We just came out and was like, here's our CD releases, and it was awesome, and it was overwhelming of the response we got. And then this past weekend, June 25th, we played at a place called Poseidon on Hilton Head, South Carolina, kind of our hometown. And it was an amazing crowd we had show up. I mean, it was fun. We had some great bands opening up, and it was just a good turnout for our album release party. So we're just ready to kind of test the grounds on other areas and get out there and start playing. But overall, we're overwhelmed and humbled and excited to that we were able to do these CD release parties.
Now, I was looking around on your website the other day, Akilavue.com. It's AKILAVUE.com for folks listening. And I noticed there's still some kind of cool stuff people could get from the Indiegogo campaign. So why don't you let folks know some of the perks they can get over there?
Well, the Indiegogo campaign, we still just kept the video up just so people can know what we sound like. But the Indiegogo campaign is over, but they can still get our merchandise and the album on our merch store at Akilavue.com. So on that, but and they can also go through our Facebook, which is also Akilavue. So.
Hey, I noticed in a band we've had on the show a bunch of times, you do kind of a lot of gigs with Matt and Adam. How'd you hook up so often with those guys?
So Matt and Adam was a band in Charleston that was, they changed their names. They were called Against, and then they were called Red Handed. And it was just a mutual respect between when I was playing with Souls Harbor and those guys. And we would just go watch those guys play and just be in awe because, I mean, they had such a great sound to them, and they were just awesome musicians and awesome people. So, and then Alan Price was playing with Souls Harbor. He was playing guitar with us. And then, once Souls Harbor was kind of we still kept going, but we kind of just went our separate ways with everybody. But Alan joined Madam Adam a 3 or 4 years down the road, and he's been with them now for like 3 years now. So, it's just a cool thing to be able to kind of have those guys open up our CD release parties, because not only are they good friends of ours, but Alan Price and Scott Gould helped co-produce the album with myself and the band. So it was really, really, really just a cool thing to have your brothers on stage jamming out with you.
Hey man, they're good guys, and I like their new stuff as well, and a good band to be touring with you guys or playing with you guys. So, hey, so summer, we're summertime. What do you guys got going on the rest of the summer, and what's coming up in the fall with the band?
Right now, we're just gonna, we did the CD release parties. We're just gonna concentrate on reaching out to as many media outlets, including like your show, which is awesome, and it gives bands like us notoriety. Because it seems like you have a really good thing going on with your show. And
thanks,
so we love it, man. So you were one of the first people I reached out to kind of, hey, this is the new band. So right now that's what we're trying to do is just grassroots, man. It's just we're going to work on getting some more shows. Not sure what's going on with that, but it's just grassroots. We're starting from hitting the radio stations up and then trying to get some radio play and some media outlets, and just pushing it through, Twitter and Facebook, and just to let people know about us, and then go from there. So, no plans, or, just a grassroots approach to everything. So.
Well, we'll do our best to spread the word. The record's called Carousel. The band it's called Akilavue, but it's spelled Akilavue. And you also know Doug from his work in Souls Harbor. So, hey man, I'm really glad you reached out to us, and thanks for being on the show. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Hey man, thanks for putting in your golden dozen for the week, man. That was awesome. I didn't expect that, and and I appreciate you reaching out to us.
All right, man. You have a great day.
You too, man. Thanks so much. Bye.